Alright, this is a little unofficial, Cal Kestis bonus video, I guess you could call it. This is just the community comments. Usually I put this at the end of the kit reveal, but I figured in the interest of not making it too dragged out, we'll just do this separately. So, let's get into it. First comment, I don't know how to feel about that leader ability outside of Territory Wars. Yeah, I kind of have the same ideas. At first I thought it was cool sounding, but then I'm like, wait. Because it's Jedi allies gain 50% defense, counter chance, and offense, which on one hand is like, all right, that's pretty cool. You know, you get a lot stronger all the way around, more offense and more defense. But then it's like, there's a lot of other Jedi leaders that are much better. Jeez, even Jedi Knight Revan is better than that. So it's like, would I want to use him? But then, like it says in Territory Battles, yeah, then Territory Battles, it's like, oh. Plus 100% max health and protection, and 300% of his defense everybody gets. Plus, at the start of each encounter, they all gain 25% turn meter frenzy for 2 turns, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, in Territory Battles, it's great, but regular, it's, like, confusing. It sounds good, but then you stop to think about it, and you're like, wait, I don't know. First, okay, no, be careful, just felt like commenting, cool, very, very interesting, cool. I love how it integrates his different lightsaber stances. The basic kind of feels like you're building up your force meter in Survivor, so you can get off a force attack, fun kit. Man, all these motherfuckers already played Survivor, and I can't, I don't have a PS5, I don't think it's for PS4, every time I look, I don't see it, so what the F? So I don't even know anything about this. This guy's saying it's just like it. Well, I got no idea, bruh. A bit boring, but counter chance is always helpful. I think Ayla will like this quite nicely, and if not, there's always JML, JKL, and JKR looking for strong allies. Yeah, I mean, you could throw him under there. That's what I was thinking too, was maybe you could use Cal as his leader with like a random stupid squad, like they said, Ayla, just someone random. Put Ayla in there, put like Kit Fisto, just a bunch of random Jedi nobody uses. Then they're a little better. They got their boost in offense and defense and counter chance, but it's not anybody that you're taking from a core squad. Did I miss a GI update? What? What the F is GI? Game Informer? It's a good magazine. Which, as a side note, since I just brought that up, I always find that weird. Game Informer is actually owned by GameStop. I didn't know that for the longest time. I've been reading Game Informer since like 2004. 2003, actually. Yeah, I think 2003. It's my favorite gaming magazine. It's pretty good. I agree with their reviews majority of the time. Whatever they say, I feel the same. I remember one review. Man, I don't want to go on a weird tangent, but just hear me out. I remember back in the day on GameCube, I played Spyro, what is it, Hero's Tale? That was the first Spyro game that Vivendi Universal put out, and I didn't really like it. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't that good either. Like the first Spyro the Dragon, that game is awesome. I've beat it so many times, what, 3.5 times? I'm working on a 4th time right now. And I'm not talking about the remakes, I'm talking about I played it on PlayStation 1 and beat it twice, I played it on my PSP once and beat it, now I'm playing it on, Switch. It's an awesome game. So anyways, this Vivendi Universal one, Hero's Tale, I was like, it doesn't have the same feel. It doesn't feel like Spyro. It feels like it's something else, and it just has the Spyro name. So anyways, Game Informer's review was something like a 6, or I think it was like a 6. And I was like, yeah, I'm on board with that. It's not terrible, but it's just not that good either, especially compared to other titles in the franchise. And kind of ever since then, I really started paying attention to Game Informer's reviews, and I was like, you know what? I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. Majority of the time. Sometimes I'm like, nah, you're way off. Like, there's another game I personally like, Vex. It's actually a pretty cool game. Again, from the GameCube era. And I think Game Informer gave it like a semi-mid grade. I don't know off the top of my head. I think it was something like a 7.75, and I was like, nah, it's definitely like a whole point better than that, like an 8.75. It's definitely a sleeper hit. It's a game I thought about getting for the longest time and just never did it, and then I finally just pulled the trigger, because during these days, this was when GameStop was trying to like clean out their GameCube inventory. So the game was like $4, plus it was like 75% off, because they're just trying to move inventory. So I got it for like $1. And then I got home, popped it in, and I was like, oh my god, I've been thinking about getting this game for a year and a half, and it's awesome. I should have got it sooner. So, sometimes they're a miss, but for the most part, they're right on point. Anyways, Game Informer. Update post tomorrow, most likely, once the title update gets out. Still don't know what a GI is. What are his special cooldown periods? Or can he use special 1 and special 2 every turn after taking his basic turn? Yeah, it sounds like he can just use whichever one he wants. You do your basic, and then it unlocks, he takes his bonus turn, and you can choose any. It says special 1, special 2, but I'm pretty sure you could do special 3 as well. It just won't have an annihilate. You only have 1 annihilate per round or whatever like that with that move. And, I think you gotta charge it up, but you can still use it if you want. I agree, the leader is a bit boring, but so is the CLS lead, and his still good. Also, one of the coolest kits ever released, well worth the wait. I don't know about coolest, I do like how, maybe, now that I'm thinking about it, because the way that his moves work, you know, it's basic with the other ones locked, and then he takes a bonus turn with those other ones unlocked, and the basic is now locked, and he has different lightsabers, so I guess that's kind of cool. No one else has anything like that. CLS lead, though, that's not that bad. It says it's a bit boring. It's not really boring. It's decent. Because prior to CLS, I used to always use Wedge. And sometimes I still think about using Wedge, but then I look at CLS and I'm like, nah, his leader is way better. Why would I use Wedge? That's stupid. So, I think you're a little bit wrong there, bruh. Almost. So close. I don't think it's intended to be used outside of territory battle. Probably not. Because even in the developers insights portion of the kit reveal, they said something like, oh, he's a beast in territory battles, armor shed. So I think on paper this has to be one of my favorite kits. I just finished Survivor a couple weeks ago. Jeez. And it's nice to get him so soon after the game release. Well done and well worth the wait. That's the problem. On paper, everything always sounds cool on paper, but then when you actually get it, you're like, this is crap. What was the last character that sounded awesome on paper, and then we actually tried it out in the marquee event, and it was terrible? I don't remember, but it was somebody fairly recently. Their kit sounded so good. Tarful, maybe? Maybe it was Tarful. And then you get it, and it's like, yeah, this is mid as F. Pretty good unique. That lets him help a lot of other Jedi teams out of... Wait, what? Help? What? Lets him help a lot of other Jedi teams out versus Fear CD increased turn teams. As a leader, he has limits, but that unique though. It sounds like they're talking about a girl. The face ain't great, but that ass though. It'll be interesting to see if fear causing cooldown reduction on damage is blocked by his unique. Damage immunity plus fear is a weird combo, because while it's still damage immunity, it means that the fear won't expire from taking damage and assumedly not increase cooldowns here. And it'll act as a full stun effect. 60% turn meter helps with that, but it's a strange interaction. What? I got pumped about that. Am I an idiot? Is that how fear expires? From taking damage? So if you have damage, I don't know. Is it from taking damage, or is it just from enemies attacking you? Because if it's from enemies attacking you, then that means fear will still expire, and you don't take any damage in the process. JML got himself a lifter. Good thing Kylo Ren still has none. What? You're talking about the GLs, right? Jedi Master Luke got himself a lifter. Good thing Kylo Ren still has none. Kylo don't need a lifter. He is good. He was one of the 2 first released GLs, and he's easily like still one of the top 3 GLs on so many levels. On ease of unlocking, you know, he doesn't have any crazy requirements. Relic 7 is the worst. As they get more and more newer, you know, you have more and more Relic 8s you need to have and all this. I don't think Jabba had that, actually. Jabba doesn't have any Relic 8s, but still. Anyways, so yeah. And you know, his utility is great, his damage output, his damage immunity that he gets when he goes ultimate, he's a good GL. He doesn't need a lifter. If he had a lifter, he'd just be crazy, you know? I'm gonna call this a JML lifter. He's a great Jedi that will certainly slot well into a JML Luke team. What? JML Luke? That just means Jedi Master Luke. You said Luke twice for no reason. But he doesn't seem specifically created to wow, I don't know why I can't say this. Augment JML's abilities. An ability along the lines of whenever this character receives a unique buff, all Jedi allies gain the same unique buff for the same duration. That would allow JML to achieve his ultimate much faster. Or while another Jedi is taunting, this character gains blah blah blah. I mean, I was stuck on the Kylo thing. I don't think this is a lifter either. Yeah, it could help the squad out a little, but it ain't no lifter. On that note, he is now the second toon to have Force influence. What does that mean? And riposte, right? Does anyone other than Dooku have riposte? Yes. There's one other, I think, that has... Unless it's the other version of Cal. The first version, we got the marquee version. Otherwise... I meant to say that, too, in the kit review with the riposte, but I didn't feel like wasting the time. Does Cal's self-inflicted ability blocks ability... Wait, what? Hold on. Does Cal's self-inflicted ability blocks apply as debuffs for, say, IG-11 to apply dots on enemies? What? I don't know. I don't know what you're trying to ask there. Riposte. Attacks... They got a whole thing? Attacks out of turn, ignore protection, can't be copied. Unique buff. Characters. Limited to Count Dooku. Dispellable? Yes. Preventable? Yes. Copyable? No. It's limited to Dooku, it says. Characters that can apply. Count Dooku. Yep. DCs, though. What does that mean? What is DCs? Nah, it doesn't work that way for Rey Bobasage. Scion of Django. Now I'm curious how he works with Jedi Master Luke and Jedi Knight Luke. I want to know if he can access granted leader abilities. Can he not use it on his basic turn? Can he use it on his ability turn? Well, that's a good question. It reads like he won't be able to use the JML ability on his bonus turn, but possibly during his basic turn. Oh, that's what that's asking. Yeah, will he be able to use those? That's actually a good question. Because his basic has everything locked off, so that means would that include that? And then when he opens up the other ones, it opens up his moves. Yeah, that's actually a good question. They should put this in the Q&A if they have one. Not here. Nobody knows here. We're just speculating. How does this instant defeat work when an opponent has defeat immunity active? I'm sure... What? Is that even a thing? Defeat immunity? I'm sure it still happens, because it's just like Kat. She goes to town just killing somebody right out the gate, doesn't care. It doesn't. I don't know. I mean, it could, but I don't know. Kat's never had a problem killing anybody, so I don't know. So, and I'm pretty sure... I mean, the only thing that has defeat immunity is, GLs anyways. So he's just a JML lifter lame. Not really. Amongst the ocean of context that is Cal's kit, his basic lead text is a great example of a really powerful lead in 9 words. Final text: Jedi allies gain all that. Increased survival of hits with a decent defense increase. When those hits come in, very good counter chance, which can't be dispelled like the Retribution buff can. All attacks, including those counters, at plus 50% offense. Add to that, while in dual wield configuration, Cal assists and dispels on every counterattack. This guy ain't going to be a GML lifter for me. His specials running the cooldown clock on instant defeat does not go well with spamming JML's lead ability to lead special to go ultimate. I think Ami Kyle has found a new home in territory battle though. Kyle Katarn? I mean, he does work pretty well with Mon Mothma, but I guess you could throw him here as well. They'd probably be boys hanging out together. I mean, now that you break it down, you do have a point here. You know, all this boosted health and offense, like I said. But then, yeah, you have better defense, so those hits are weaker. Then you counterattack and you're hitting harder. And then, yeah, add to that while on a special... You never know. This could be way better than it seems. Because sometimes CG is a little smart, and that's what they do. They make something sound boring, but that's because there's other uniques and stuff that work with it and make it much better, like this. Leader ability sounds basic, but then when you apply other things to it, like that configuration and stuff, now all of a sudden things are way better than it looked like on the surface. And it's like, oh, I didn't realize that. It's kind of like my wipers. You know, every winter, my wipers, I gotta replace them. And I'm always like, why do my wipers never last? My parents never replace their wipers, and me, I'm constantly doing it. And then one day, somebody was talking, one of my friends was talking, and they're like, I gotta replace them every winter because, you know, I don't like to scrape the windshield. I just use the defroster liquid, blah, blah, you know, the crap, spray it out, and then use your wipers. But obviously, that's ripping up the blades. And I was like, oh my god, that's right. I'm such an idiot. Why did I never think of that? Yeah, because I'm not scraping it, so those blades are rubbing up against ice, just getting ripped up a little bit. And then over time, they're worn down from me doing that all the time. And I was like, how did I never think of this? That's so basic. I'm such an idiot. Just like this, you know, character's leader sounds mid, and then you see it in action, and you're like, oh my mother effing word, I did not think of any of this. So who knows? It could be a fantastic lead, and we just think because we see these three things that it's like, it's basic, but maybe not. Anyways, it says there's more, but 1 page is good enough, so that's all we got for now. If you actually checked this out with me, thanks. This is kind of boring, so I don't know why you did, but appreciate it. I'll keep making them. And until next time, I said see ya.